8 a.m. today, and that is a big adjustment, 1 hour earlier. And I think they'll be very, very pleased they've done that with the likely temperatures later on this morning and through the early afternoon. So, there they are. They're crossing the bridge, the river once again. They've only been running 9 minutes, and they're crossing the river. They'll be crossing the river for the third time any second. Now, how many in that pack chasing? About 12 or 14, I reckon. That sounds about right to me. It is a big pack. There's plenty of athletes out there who've run 2:9, 2:10, 2:11. They'll be hoping to hang on to this quick tempo for as long as possible. And then 43:46, 15K, 43:46. Fufa Nigasa is only a couple of seconds down. They are shifting, and he's done a great job to drag them through to this point. But 43:46 at 15K. Well, it's about 2:04 tempo. Pretty much spot on, 2:04 tempo. And the course record, remember, 2:05.09. That's important. Get those drinks in. Sponges over your head, ideally. Plenty of liquid. Yeah, you can see Justus Kipkorea-Limo taking drinks on board there. He dispatched with his bottle very quickly. I guess he knows how much he needs to drink. It's something they do practice in training, these elite athletes. They take a sharp left there as they head to Dubai. Back on the 1st of February this year. Well, we think the halfway split in the women's race was just outside 70-35. I think until we see something more official on the screen. I hope we can be brought that halfway split for the women. Now, into the shade. That's welcome for this elite group in the men's race. Nearly 25 kilometers done of the 42, and they are putting up a fabulous competition and quick splits here in Prague. This 31st edition of the Vodafone Prague Marathon unfolding. There's the 25k split for the men. 1:13.25, 73.25 at 25k. Unofficially, that is. So let's take a look. 25k, 1:13.25. Yeah, they are still at something like 2:04.20 tempo, something like that. They've slowed maybe a tiny bit, a very small amount. Yeah, they're on something like 2:04.15 pace. I'm going to give them that for the 25k split, excuse me. So moving well. Now, 25k done in the men's race. And they've taken that left-hand turn over one of the bridges now, the Palakeo Bridge. They crossed it, actually, at 16k. Now they're crossing it again. You can see athletes going the opposite direction. Those athletes are at 16k. Quite good numbers at 16k too, going eastwards across the Vltava. When they get to the far end of the bridge, now this little men's lead pack, they take a left-hand turn. They'll pass 26k, and then there's a long straight run down towards a U-turn at 28k. Now, is this breaking up a little bit? Is he beginning to struggle now? Berehanu, Tsegu. And has the pacemaker gone? I think he has. He's done a fabulous job through to 25k. I mean, congratulations to Gideon Kiprop-Rotic. What a Kip Keme. Because Berehanu here has accepted the gesture from Justus Limo to go with him on this surge, try and hold this form. Now they're coming up 28.5k. They're coming up towards 30k. That'll be the next significant indicator in the men's race. And Justus Kipkorea-Limo and Berehanu Wendemu Tsegu, this leading pair, could both be heading here for new personal bests if they can hold it together. There's a long way to go. Coming up towards 30k. They've still got about 13 kilometers of hard running to come. Well, he's a fascinating character, is Limo. Made his marathon debut in 2020. You protect your legs from the pounding of training. You recover faster in training. It means you can do more training. It means you recover faster from races. In the old days, athletes always ran 2 marathons a year. It was pretty much written in stone, chiseled in stone, that you ran 2 marathons a year. You spent nearly a month recovering from the marathon. 30K for the men, 1:28.16. Yeah, that's the official time. And yet again, we get to the second page where they show the 6th and 7th places, but we didn't see 2nd, 3rd and 4th for more than about half a second. It's frustrating, working hard to me. And Justus Kipchoge-Lima, to write a picture, looks the more relaxed of the two to me, but the pace has slackened off a little bit. There's not so much aggression in the stride of Justus Kipchoge-Lima. 34K, 140, 34K, 140, 35 we'll call it. Yeah, and still on schedule. That's about 2:04.40 pace. So they are slowing a little bit. They've slowed for the last 3 or 4 kilometers. The pair of them, I think, gathering themselves for a charge. The course record is still within reach. 2:05.09 is the course record. They're about 30 seconds inside that at the moment, with the Prague Castle peering down from behind. But they need to really dig deep now. One of them needs to push on if they're to get that course record, because they have slowed, there's no doubt about it. Over the last 10 minutes or so, they've lost about 10 or 15 seconds. This is one of the very few little upslopes on the course. They're at nearly 35 kilometers. Just going under one of the bridges there, with the Vltava on their right. And very shortly they'll pass the old 5K point that they passed an hour and a half ago. And they're pretty much heading eastwards now, hence the castle behind them. The world's biggest castle complex. It's a Gothic masterpiece, that castle. Look at that. They call it the City of Spires. Can't you see why? You've got to come to Prague. If you've never been to Prague, jump on a plane and get here. Now hitting the front, and maybe for the first time there, a little grimace on the face of Justus Kipchoge-Lima. Kipkemai in 3rd, Shifarov in 4th, Kipkoech in 5th. So, yes, Boaz Kipkemai in 3rd, Shifarov up there as well, and Dualembelai Shifarov. But that 35K split, 1:43.47. They've got about 6K to go. 36K they've just gone past, as you can see in the background there. These two have got to push on this last 6K. They've definitely slowed. I'm fearing that the course record may be safe here this morning. Berehanu accelerates to get his drink. Oh, I think that was just a generic drink. I don't think it was, it's just a glass of water, a cup of water he's got there. As he gets a little bit of a lead, they've got 64 seconds on the chasers, this pair. So they're pretty safe, well over a minute in the lead, and barring disaster. But Kipchoge-Lima, is he now, for the first time, just beginning to struggle? Have we got a leader, or was it just that drink station that created a bit of separation? One hour, 48 minutes on the clock. And Justus Kipchoge-Lima, I think, has hit the red line. And maybe that will give a bit of adrenaline surge to Berehanu. Wendemu Tsegu now, who is on his own and strides out more strongly than we've seen him in the last 15 or 20 minutes. And this could be the critical moment in the race. In the men's race, we now have separation from this leading pair at 37 kilometers. That is the distance, 5K to go. And Kipchoge-Lima, who has looked so magnificent for the last hour and 48 minutes, has had to ease back on the throttle. He has absolutely hit the red line for him. And Berehanu Wendemu Tsegu, who is a 2:05 performer, that was in Dubai last year, is striding on now, surely, to victory. He's a great half marathon racer. We know that. He's run under 60 minutes several times, but it's only his third marathon. Second in Dubai and seventh in Dubai over the last 2 years, Tsegu. Here is Limo. I did say to you earlier that this is his third marathon in around 6 months, and maybe he's coming to the well just once too often, although it has been a fabulous run, be in the bag, and by far the most important as he passes the 41k points in 2:02.10, we shall say, is that he's got the win in the bag. It's been a fabulous race from him. Well, it's going to be mighty close, but I think he's probably going to be finishing just outside the course record by a few seconds, not by much. He's got to turn left onto Paris Street, where there is shade, admittedly, but he's running on mighty tired legs here. Athletes on the right, they're trying to hold his speed for just a few meters to experience it. Good luck, madam. Not doing a bad job, but she's got a long, long way to go. She is at, I think, she's at about 12 kilometers. If she's with him there, yeah, she's got 30 kilometers to go. I'd ease back if I were you. What a run it's been, though. From Berehanu, Wendemu, Tsegu, to give the 26-year-old his full name. He has had a battle royal through the second half of the race with Justus Kipchoge-Limo. He's done away with that challenge. 2:03 and bits on the clock. I don't think he's going to set a course record here, but it will have been a quite fabulous run. The temperature now in central Prague is about 20 degrees centigrade. It's a little above what would be ideal. And maybe they went out a little too hard. Remember that halfway split was a 61-44. It was perhaps just a little optimistic. They might have been better going out, maybe a minute quicker, a minute slower than that, and saving a little bit more for the second half. But they felt so good, and the running conditions, the temperature was perfect, and they gave it a really good go. And on another day when the temperatures weren't climbing quite like this, maybe a course record was on the cards. He takes that final left-hand turn. Now he's back onto the famous Parigi Street, where the luxury stores that he will be able to afford the products of with the prize money from this will be displayed in their windows. Checks his watch again. He will see that the course record is no longer viable, but a big, big win here in Prague will be for this man. Only 26, and he has survived a very testing third quarter and testing second half of this race, really, after going out probably a little too quick for the first half. 61.44, so well under 2:04 tempo, but they have handled it magnificently. He and Justus Kipchoge-Limo is back in second place, and now the reward for him in particular is going to be victory. Some people say first is first and second is nowhere. Of course, most people would disagree with that. Yomif Kejelcha, second in London last week, well inside 2 hours, well inside the old world record, but beaten by Sebastian Sawe, said, in his opinion, marathons are a lot easier than half marathons. I'm not sure that this man, Berehanu Wendemu Tsegu, would agree with that now as he comes towards the closing meters. It's been a magnificent run from him. He's destroyed some of the best runners in the world today in this 31st edition of the Vodafone Prague Marathon. He salutes the crowd, he salutes the finish line, and smashes through the tape there. 2:05.51 unofficially. Wow. What a run. What a run. The course record just easing away from him over the last few kilometers, but he's done more than enough to record by far the biggest win of his career. Only his third ever marathon. Second in Dubai last year, seventh in Dubai this year, and a big, big win for him there. And look at this. Is this the second place? Or what's happened to Justus Kipchoge-Limo? Well, this is Felix Kipkoech. Is he coming through for second place? He's some way down. He's only just turned left onto Paris Street. And there's aggressive chasing going on behind Felix Kipkoech. His personal best 2:07.19 is going to be just outside that. He was second here last year in his personal best of 2:07.19, and he might well be second here again today. Although I think that's Andualem Belai Shifaro closing on him. We have a race here. A tough race over the final few hundred meters for second and third places. Shifaro chasing hard. He's got a target in his sight. I wonder if Felix Kipkoech knows it. Maybe he's got enough of a gap behind him. Back there in fourth place, top of picture, look, is Justus Kipkoech Limo. He is in survival mode. At best, he's going to finish in fourth. He's a glance over his shoulder. He is desperately trying to close these last few hundred meters. How he has been crushed by the latter stage of this race. And this is Felix Kipkoech, second last year, second this year. Quick time to 2:07.45 unofficially. Fabulous running from him. And Dualem takes third place. And his time in third place, he comes through the tape, 2:07.58 unofficially. Brilliant running from him. He has run a 2:04, that was 3 years ago in Berlin. And Justus Kipkoech Limo, I think, is going to finish in fourth place. Kipkoech Limo struggling to survive. I know the feeling. You're up at what he says, do this. Your legs say do that. 2:08.33 unofficially. Still a fabulous run considering the